I hope you guys are doing amazing and wonderful today. Get excited with me. We are going to talk about Los Cabos and my top 4 recommended accommodations while being there. In my last video, I did go over some of the things just to be mindful about and things to know about traveling to Los Cabos, things of that manner. The one thing I did want to mention itself is the amount of things you can do in the area where downtown is, even not in downtown. Like if you did a tour, there's a ton of things to do to truly immerse yourself into the culture, which I highly recommend because it's one of those things where it's like, if you're going there, you want to truly experience it more than just being on the resort. You want to actually experience what it has to offer. Sometimes people are like, oh, I'm super confident about, going off and wandering. There's certain limitations to that. Obviously, I would only recommend it if you're in the downtown area. And then obviously still within reason, not to wander somewhere by yourself, in alleys, things of that manner. Things that, you were like, why would I do that? I always tell people because you just never know. There's so much you can do. And the resorts also offer a lot, especially the ones that may not be as close or in downtown. The resorts are bigger, so they have a lot of entertainment on the resort. They have a lot of things to do to engage with the people staying there. And they have it mixed depending on the resort, depending on the age group. So you don't have to worry about someone being bored or someone not having things to do. They have a fit for everybody. Before I dive in, let me introduce myself. My name is Taishita. I am the founder and CEO of Luxury Travels by Dreamy Designer Events. I curate all elite travel worldwide, and I also help coaches, consultants, and companies be able to bring their vision to life when they travel the world. So with that being said, let's dive in and let's go into Los Cabos. Here we are, Los Cabos, my top 4 recommended hotels. In Los Cabos, they have a ton of different variations of where you stay. They have resorts that gear more towards families. They have resorts that gear towards couples, solo travelers, girls trip, guys trip, more elite luxury where you can just relax, not a ton to do. And then they also have the ones where they have a ton of things to do where there's never a dull moment. So when it comes to it, the biggest thing is us qualifying our clients to see what fits it. And most of our clients, they've been with us for years. So a lot of times by now, we already know what they like. So we just pick the destination and then make their vision come true. When it comes to retreats or conferences that are planned in these destinations, a little bit more is involved with it. We do full service management. So we do all the logistics in terms of the arrangements while there. We also do all of the event management while in destination for the conference or the retreat. So with this being said, is this makes a difference between what the vision and the point that the host is trying to get across to which resort will fit into the category of that they're looking for, or even hotel. And also on top of that, how many people they have, because if they want something more quiet, more intimate, then we probably lead to one destination versus if they want something a little bit larger where people have maybe a day or so to kind of do something else, or in the evenings, then they may want a larger one. So these are all things that we definitely cater to and we look into when we're planning these events. We make sure that our clients are having the experience that they want. So now going into our first resort, which is Secrets Los Cabos. So if anyone's ever stayed at Secrets is pretty much throughout the Caribbean and Mexico. They are definitely adults only. They definitely cater to elite luxury. Where they're located, this is one of the resorts that's on the non-swimmable beach. You'll know because in the evenings you will hear the ocean crash to the beach like it's nobody's business. But the resort itself is gorgeous. It's one of the top of the lines. They cater to the service of the client. So no matter what you're looking to do while you're there, whether it's relax, even if you have some people who like, oh, I want to just have some drinks, chill by the pool, and then you have like the husbands that want to go golfing, or even if you have the couples that want to go golfing. It has a mix for anyone that's there based off of what they truly desire. The next part of it is in terms of the, look at these pictures. Secrets is very known for their elite 5-star experience. So even if you're just chilling out in the lounge that's outside, they want to make sure you have the comfort, the vibes. You want to definitely make sure that they are giving you everything you want for this experience. This resort is fully all-inclusive. So typically when you say all-inclusive in the Caribbean and Mexico, even in select other countries outside of the US, but other places, they do have a handful of them in other locations in terms of all-inclusive. That means when you enter that resort, money is optional. It's not mandatory. So when you get there, food, drinks, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, entertainment, activities, anything that this resort has to offer is included. Most of the time, the one things that aren't included would be like the spa. Sometimes they'll have what they call different extras for like things you can do while you're at the resort, things of that manner. And those are like one-off situations. Most of them, they'll have it fully all-inclusive. It's more so if you want to do like a non-motorized water sport, or if you want to do a tour excursion, you have to pay for those. But for the most part, when you enter the resort, money is optional, not mandatory. So if you decide to stay on the resort the whole entire time, not worry about spas, you can go there and leave with the exact same amount of money you came with. And a lot of these resorts also have room service, which room service is included as well. So it definitely gives you that elite luxury experience. So going into some of their accommodations that they have, they definitely give the true authentic Mexico vibe. So you'll see the warmer colors, you'll see the locations. They have everything from garden view rooms, so you can have pool, tree landscapes, all the way up to swim out, where swim outs are pretty much where your balcony is and you go out. There's actually like a river, and they're normally connected by a few rooms, and then you'll be able to swim out there pretty much anytime you want. And then they go up to like the ocean view, so you can have some type of vision or some type of view from your room while you're chilling, hanging out, or even if you decide to get room service and you're like, hey, we just want to relax, boom, done. It's really nice too when you want to just kind of like take a moment for yourself and you don't want to have to be as busy, but you still want to enjoy that extra elite experience. They do have multiple restaurants, they have a spa, they have fitness at all of these resorts, so they're really nice. They have outdoor restaurants and indoors, so they pretty much cater to whatever your needs are, and they make sure that you're having a good time while you're there. The next one is the Hard Rock Los Cabos. So this one is really nice. If you've ever been to Hard Rock, which again, this is another brand that they have throughout the Caribbean and Mexico, they are very much family oriented unless you're staying at one of their adults only properties. And when I say family oriented, I mean regardless of whether you have young kids, teenagers, young adults that may act like kids, all of the above. They cater to that multi-generational family so that you guys can go and it's not half of the people are like, okay, I'm bored, and then the other half are like, there's nothing to do, or there's too much to do. This definitely is nice for those particular families. It's also nice because this one itself, it has a lot of entertainment, it has activities. What they typically do is even in the evenings or during the day, they'll have multiple activities catered for different types of age groups. So they may have something going on teenagers may like to do, they may have something that the little ones may like to do, and then obviously they have always something that the adults like to do, because it's not a vacation if you're not happy. It's definitely something just to take in consideration of. They have a lot to offer. This is another one that is an all-inclusive resort. It's all food, drinks, alcohol, non-alcohol, room service 24/7. And this is also something that's also very important. And this goes back to, I want to say one of the other few months ago when I did one of the videos, I mentioned the importance on it's the little things that matter. And when I say this, it's because you don't realize how nice it is when you have room service 24/7 until you don't. So when you have it where you're like, room service is like 9 p.m. to like 7 a.m., you're like, oh, that's perfectly fine. But what happens if you have a tour that's all day, you get back, and you're like, ooh, I have like maybe 15 minutes to try to get to my room, order something. Or what happens if you're like, hey, I want to take a shower, I want to relax, and then I don't really feel like going to dinner, I want to just chill in my room. That makes such a huge difference, because sometimes you're just like, oh crap, let's hurry up and run back so we can get it, and then we can, chill out and relax. It's that extra level of elite experience that ties it together. And especially also when you're traveling and it's multi-generational, family, it's kids, because sometimes people get hungry at different times. Other times, you're so busy trying to get everyone together so that you can get back, people can take a shower, they can unwind X, Y, and Z. And then you're trying to look at the time and say, okay, how much time do we have? And like I said, I have stayed at places where it was even earlier than that. And I was like, oh, again, it's minor details until you're like, oh, we had a long day. I wanted something that they could just bring into the room. Or even if you're like, hey, I want some tea or cocoa, or I just want some like fries and some chicken. It's like one of those things where you're like, oh, well, this didn't make a difference, but now I see why I like to have at least the option. Even if I may not use it, I like to have the option that it's there versus the alternative where I'm there and it's not an option at all. So I don't even have the choice to make the decision if I want it or not. These are some of the rooms. These rooms, definitely, I say you're going to get more of like an ocean vibe and an ocean tone from it. So you see a lot more lighter colors, but if you notice, they all have like accents of like blue, lighter, darker blues, things of that manner. It's definitely making you feel the vibe of like you're in Mexico, but you also got that touch of like Caribbean vibes as well. And it just makes you happy because you're just like, ooh, like this is it. And these, like I said, even their deluxe gold, those are like entry level rooms. And I say entry level, and I feel like a lot of people are like, oh my God, I don't want whatever lowest. It doesn't mean that. It means that they put the same amount of quality and experience into those rooms that they do all of them. Then you just go up in terms of square footage and the views from the room. But even with that deluxe gold, you walk in and you're like, this is where I'm staying. So definitely I tell people it's about where you stay, because where you stay, they make sure that you are taken care of regardless of where you are and what you're doing. This same one itself, they have restaurants, they have pool bars, which pretty much means like even if they have multiple pools on the resort, and then they have one that's more like central location where you're like in the pool, and then there's a bar. Most of those you can at least you can stand up in, and then you could have something to drink, chill with your friends, family, or you just chill by yourself and you just take in where you are in those moments. And the nice thing about it too is then they have their world famous spa, which most of the spas they have pretty much, type of line service between the massages, the facial. Some of them will have hydrotherapy. You name it, they have it. Fitness, same thing. They have in a big array of different things because, sometimes if you have a system or a process you do in your home, you're like, hey, I want to at least have that option to do it. You may use it, you may not. But it's always something nice so you don't have to feel like, okay, crap, I have to change my entire schedule for the duration of me being here and then get myself back into it. Dreams Los Cabos. So this one itself, it's really nice. Same concept. It is a family-oriented resort. I will say they probably cater more towards little kids, and then typically if you have more of like adults that may want to go, that want something that's still good quality, maybe not, because I always tell people with adults only resorts, you're paying for that elite luxury, but also you're paying for a little bit higher quality. They don't have to worry about the wear and tear with kids. They can have like those things. So sometimes pricing wise for adults only resorts are typically a little bit higher. But if you want to go away, still have a great experience, you may still have kids there even if you're going away and it's just adults, Dreams is the next best option. So Dreams itself, in terms of what they offer, if you can clearly see, that's their lobby when you first walk in. Like, hello. It just gives you the ambiance and it gives you like, wow, this is nice. Same thing, fully all inclusive. So all food, drinks, alcohol, non-alcohol, you name it, they got it. Same concept. They have multiple pools. They have a lot of different activities that they do. So even though they cater more towards the younger crowd, at least for kids, they have a lot of stuff for adults or young adults to do. They definitely want to make sure people are engaged, enjoying themselves. And I say younger kids and adults because they don't have a ton of like teenager stuff to do. So if you have like teenager and they're like, hey, I like to keep it more low key, I'm not as busybody, they're gonna love it here. If you have teens that maybe are a little bit more energetic and they want to do stuff that's around other teenagers and things of that manner, then that's when we start looking into alternative options for our clients. But like I said, Dreams itself, it's a hit or miss, whether you're going couples, adults only, younger kids, however you name it. Even if you just want a quick getaway and you want something to be like, oh, I want something nice, but I still want that full experience. Kids are there, they're there, it's fine. They're not with me, so it's fine. Then this is definitely an alternative option that I would highly recommend. In addition, so they have amazing rooms. If you've ever stayed at like a Dreams or even some of their other resorts, so Dreams is the same brand under Secrets, Breathless, all of them. Their color schemes and their vibes are pretty much, they may change it a little bit based off of the destination. So they're not all exactly the same. same, but you know you're getting amazing accommodations from the moment you enter. They do have rooming accommodations, which are nice. The same thing as also Secrets and Hard Rock and Dreams, where you can book it based off of 1 king bed or 2 beds in the room, which is really nice too, because some resorts, they'll have it where they're more on a request basis. So they'll try to honor it, but they just can't guarantee it. These resorts, you can actually book into their spaces, which is also really nice. So you know for a fact you're getting either 1 king or you're getting 2 beds while you're there. They have a lot of different facilities. They have multiple restaurants, themed restaurants. So they'll have like hibachi, steakhouse, all those different ones. Those are all included with their all-inclusive. So again, like I said, money is optional, not mandatory. They have a spa, they have fitness, and not only just them, a few other resorts too. They also have fitness classes too. So they may do like yoga, they may do like cycling in the pool, things of that manner, to kind of make it where you can still be active, but you're being active in the destination that you're currently staying, which you couldn't ask for anything better. And as we conclude to our final resort, which is Breathless Los Cabos. This resort, I actually stayed here a few years ago, and definitely I really enjoyed it. This one was more of a personal experience versus the work. Like I kind of mentioned before, location is perfect. It's on an actual swimmable beach. Obviously, with anything, because of weather and seasons, once in a while, if they have higher tides or if they have stronger ones, they'll close it off. But for the duration we were there, it was open the entire time. It was really nice too, because as you can see in that picture, where the resort is, all of their rooms are really much like marina view rooms, unless you're in their Excel club, and sometimes you'll get like a portion of like an ocean view. But honestly, those rooms, regardless of where you're staying, you get gorgeous views. Even the marina view, because where the marina is, behind them is like mountains. You get to see the sunset or the sunrise depending on the time of year you're going. The views are so pretty. Like you can literally just stay at your balcony and just like, yep, this is where I am. But it's definitely a resort I highly recommend. It is an adults only resort, and it is same thing, full all-inclusive 24/7 room service. They have multiple pools, including an infinity pool, which I always say those are always a bonus. Definitely you can take some amazing pictures. You can just take it in and enjoy it. They also do have a lot of like lounge areas inside and outside. So even if you're going with other people, and say for example you guys don't want to spend the whole time together, but you guys, hey, let's meet up for cocktails, you can chill by the bar, and they have a lot of sitting areas for you to enjoy yourself. They do also have different activities and events at the resort, which is actually really nice. So they'll have like a painting artist come in. They may have like musical performers or anything of that manner. They definitely want to make sure that you're enjoying your time the whole time. And they change it up too. So it's nice because with their resort, as well as some of the other ones as well, a lot of them have integrated where they also start. They may have schedules in the lobby, but they also have integrated where they have apps now for a lot of them. So you can actually like go on the app and see different things that's happening. Some of them have even, I know this resort, they tell you the restaurants that require reservations, and some of them you can actually make it via the app as well. So they definitely try to make it as easy as possible. The apps, you're able to use them connected to the Wi-Fi at the resort. So even if you're like, hey, I don't want to have additional international charges, or I don't want to be in a situation where like I have to pay extra, even if it's like a flat rate per day, you don't have to. You can hook to the Wi-Fi and you still have full access of their app to see everything that they offer. Here are the rooms. The rooms were so spacious, like extremely spacious. Like, I mean, you can have a whole dance party in there and still have space. Same concept. They do have it where you can book it with 1 or 2 rooms. It's really nice the way they do the layout. So as you can clearly see with some of them, like you have the bed where it's like facing, and that bed is actually facing the balcony, which is actually really nice. And then they have like a table in front of it, as you can see in the pictures. So it's really nice because a lot of those are like where you see like the marina view. It's kind of like open the curtains, you can just chill, relax, take in the scenery of where you are, and you're like, wow, this is where I am right now, and I'm truly enjoying it. Facilities, they have restaurants. They're mini restaurants. With Breathless, they actually have their main tower, and then they have their, I could call it like their preferred tower. So I think all of the restaurants but one is included. There's one that's only included if you're in the preferred tower. But when I say this, I mean you have maybe 5, 6 restaurants that you have at your disposal, and then you just add an extra one. So there's still a ton of places to stay. You still have room service, even if you're not in the preferred club, multiple pools, beach access. You still have your array of a whole lot of things you can do while you're there. And with that being said, I hope you really enjoyed this Los Cabos in general. Like, I definitely say it was a destination that I knew what to expect because I had a ton of clients and I did a lot of different work things there. But in terms of a personal trip, it definitely checked off a lot of boxes. It is a destination I could see myself going back to. And stay tuned. My next one is going to go into the top things to do there. You'll see a few different other videos posted as well. If you have questions, as always, you guys are amazing. You can feel free to send me an email. Also, definitely let me know, have you been to Los Cabos? What was your favorite part? If you want to go, what do you want to see? I love hearing the feedback. The messages you guys sent in are amazing, and I definitely do try to incorporate them when I do the videos so that your questions can be answered too. Well, on that note, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can see all the updated things that I have to come, and I look forward to touch basing with you soon. Bye.